Everyone, it's Nytbelle. Welcome back, and today we're going to be playing Mass Effect again. And if you don't remember, last time we pretty much wrapped up all the loose ends that we could at this time on, well, on the entire Citadel. And it's time to look at the Normandy and see what else we can do. I couldn't find too many of the keepers, but I'm hoping that there are some that are available now that aren't available now that we can get to later. You know, that fun thing. Anyway, without too much further ado, to the Normandy! Dun-dun-dun!
In breaking news, Chairman Burns of the Parliament Subcommittee on Transhuman Studies has been kidnapped by biotic extremists. The biotics commandeered a freighter and were last seen in the Hades Gamma Cluster. No demands have yet been made.
Okay, we're done. I know we're supposed to talk to Ambassador Udine. Oh, no.
I've got big news for you, Shepard. Captain Anderson is stepping down as commanding officer of the Normandy. The ship is yours now.
Mine.
She's quick and quiet, and you know the crew. Perfect ship for a Spectre. Treat her well, Commander.
I will.
I'll take good care of her, sir.
I know you will, Commander.
Why are you doing
I
this?
want the truth. Why are you stepping down, sir?
You needed your own ship. A Spectre can't answer to anyone but the Council. And it's time for me to step down.
Come clean with me, Captain. You owe me that much.
I was in your shoes 20 years ago, Shepard. They were considering me for the Spectres.
What went wrong?
What happened?
I failed. I couldn't make the cut. It's not something I'm proud of. Ask me later and I'll tell you the whole story. For now, all you need to know is, I was sent on a mission with Saren, and he made sure the Council rejected me. I had my shot. It came and went. Now you have a chance to make up for my mistakes.
You can count on me.
I won't let you down, sir.
Saren's gone. Don't even try to find him. But we know what he's after. The conduit. He's got his Geth scouring the Traverse looking for clues.
We had
Clues.
reports of Geth in the Pharaoh system shortly
Irony.
before our colony there dropped out of contact, and there have been sightings around Noveria.
Find out what Saren was after on Pharos and Noveria. Maybe you can figure out where the conduit is before he does.
And the Reapers?
The Reapers are the real threat.
I'm with the Council on this one, Shepard. I'm not sure they even exist.
I don't like you.
But if they do exist, the conduit's the key to bringing them back. Stop Saren from getting the conduit, and we stop the Reapers from returning.
Okay.
I'll stop him.
With Tally in the background.
We have one more lead. Matriarch Benezia, the other voice in that recording. She has a daughter, a scientist who specializes in the Protheans. We don't know if she's involved, but it might be a good idea to try and find her. See what she knows. Her name's Liara, Dr. Liara Tassoni. We have reports she was exploring an archaeological dig on one of the uncharted worlds in the Artemis Tau cluster.
Okay, I'll start there.
Sounds like we should head for the Artemis Tau cluster.
It's your decision, Commander. You're a Spectre now. You don't answer to us.
But your actions still reflect on humanity as a whole. You make a mess and I get stuck cleaning it up.
Be careful.
Try not to make things any harder on you, Ambassador.
Glad to hear it, Commander. Remember, you were a human long before you were a Spectre. I have a meeting to
Am I
get to.
human?
Captain Anderson can answer any questions you might have.
Yes, Commander?
You okay?
How are you holding up?
Honestly, this isn't how I pictured my career coming to an end. Pushing papers really isn't my thing. But you're the one who can stop Saren. I believe in you, Shepard. If that means I have to step aside, so be it.
I want to be like him when I grow up.
Tell me what happened with you and Saren 20 years ago.
It's close to 20 years ago now. Ambassador Goyle was our representative here on the Citadel. Like Udina, she wanted to get a human into the Spectres. She chose me. The Council sent Saren to keep an eye on me and evaluate my performance, just like they sent Nihilus to keep tabs on you.
What
I
happened?
think I deserve the whole story.
We had intel on a rogue scientist being funded by Batarian interests. He was trying to set up a facility to develop illegal AI technology out in the Verge. Alliance intel had done all the work, but the Council wanted a Spectre involved. We compromised. I was assigned to help Saren in his investigation. We tracked the scientist to a refining facility on Kamala. He was hidden away somewhere inside, protected by an army of Batarian mercenaries. The plan was simple. Sneak into the plant, capture the scientist, sneak back out. Quick, quiet, and a minimum of bloodshed.
So what went wrong?
I'm guessing things didn't go as planned.
Saren and I split up to cover more ground. Then about halfway through the mission, there was a massive explosion in the refinery core. Officially, it was ruled an accident, but I think Saren detonated it on purpose to draw off the enemy guards.
Was anyone hurt?
How many casualties?
The explosion tore the refinery to shreds. The whole place was on fire. Black chemical clouds poured out into the atmosphere. Nobody inside survived.
Oof.
There was a camp for the workers and their families nearby. Between the fires and the toxic fumes, the final death count was over 500. Mostly civilians.
Reprehensible.
Saren didn't care. The target was eliminated. Mission accomplished. And I ended up taking the blame. That ended all talk of me joining the Spectres.
Why would he blame you?
Saren caused the explosion. How'd he pin it on you?
In his report, Saren accused me of blowing his cover. He said it was my fault the guards were ready for us. He claimed that's why it turned into a massacre. Saren's report was all the proof the Council needed to kill my chances of becoming a Spectre.
It wasn't your fault. I've been through situations where things kind of have gotten blamed on me, and I'm kind of treating Anderson the way I wish I was treated, or at least the way, I don't know, like, you know when things go bad for you and people tell you it's going to be okay, and you don't really believe them, but when things are going bad for someone else, and you know it's going to be okay, and you tell them it's going to be okay, it's different even though you're in the same situation. I'm kind of like that right now, but it's not Anderson's fault.
Don't blame yourself, Captain.
I don't. I blame Saren. I think he wanted things to go bad. He was looking for an excuse to blow that refinery. Maybe he just likes the violence. Maybe he was just trying to make me look bad to keep humans out of the Spectres. If so, he pulled it off.
Yeah, as I was saying before, like, it's a lot of, you know, physician heal thyself kind of a situation, but I'm working on it.
Why'd you let him get away with it?
Who do you think the Council was going to listen to?
Yep.
Me? Or their best agent? I had a bad feeling about him right from the start. I should have been more careful. Maybe I could have stopped things before they got out of hand.
Well, it wasn't your fault.
Don't blame yourself, Captain.
Oh, we're in a
I
loop.
don't. I blame Saren. Maybe he just likes the violence.
This doesn't matter.
Maybe he was just trying to make me look bad to keep humans out of the Spectres.
The only thing I care about is stopping Saren.
You're right, Commander. It's no good living in the past.
Yeah, I think we're good.
I should go.
I'll be here if you need anything.
I used to have an...
What? What, Kelly? What, huh? Kelly?
The Normandy is amazing, Shepard. It's an honor to be among her crew.
Thank you. Keeper. Best prisoner keeper. But I am missing 2 keepers. How could this happen to me? I can inspect my hull. Here's, are you just like running for the sake of running?
Quarians aren't too popular with Citadel security. They think we're all beggars and thieves.
I cannot inspect my hull. I wish to inspect my hull. Hello? Inspect. Oh, I can inspect. I got 10. Oh, I can inspect. Continue the inspection. Yes, yes. Oh, there was nothing I could inspect. I'm quite pleased with this. Thank you. So about my keepers, oops. I have 2 more. Ooh. Enter the Normandy.
Stand by, shore party. Decontamination in progress.
I heard what happened to Captain Anderson. Survives 100 battles and then gets taken down by backroom politics. Just watch your back, Commander. Things go bad on this mission, you're next on their chopping block.
It feels wrong, not because of my own personal struggles, but I'm ready. We can do this for Captain Anderson. I feel like he's just kind of like over it at this point because of the way he responded. And I think he just wants to see someone succeed. Plus, he's not getting any younger.
Saren's out there somewhere, and we're gonna find him.
Everyone on this ship's behind you, Commander. 100%.
Thanks, Joker.
Intercom's open. If you got anything you want to say to the crew, now's the time.
Let's keep this short and sweet.
Crew, this is Commander Shepard.
We have our orders. Find Saren before he finds the conduit.
Everyone is counting on us.
Humanity needs to do this.
Not just for our own sake, but for the sake of
Wait.
every other species in Citadel space. Saren
There's-
must
you were
be
right behind
stopped,
me.
and I promise you all, we will stop him.
Well said, Commander. Captain will be proud.
We'll let him down.
The captain gave up everything so I could have this chance. We can't fail.
Yes, ma'am.
2 good boy points. Navigator Presley.
If anyone has to take over for Captain Anderson, I'm glad it's you. I'm not sure about having non-humans on our ship, though.
Why?
Speak freely, Presley. I want to know if you have a problem with non-humans.
It's not that, Commander. Humanity has always handled its own problems. Saren attacked one of our colonies. We should be the ones to stop him. We don't need their help.
Well, 1, never turn away help, and 2, it's not just our
This
problem.
is bigger than humanity. Saren's a threat to every species in the galaxy, and I'll welcome anyone who wants to help me bring him down.
I guess so.
This time
Maybe
well
I'm
said.
just stuck in the old ways of thinking. But don't worry, Commander. This won't be a problem.
Carry
No.
on, Presley.
Yes, ma'am.
Humans can't even deal with their own species, let alone others. Who are you? Oh, you're just that guy. Okay. Meow. Get to explore my ship. Elevator. But what is here? There's someone here. Sleeper pod. People chit-chatting. Oh, Caden. I remember you. You were trying to hit on me that one time.
Anything you need, Commander?
Tactical appraisal?
What's your opinion on the last mission?
I don't see how we could have done things any better. At least not without getting to Eden Prime sooner. We were on the scene faster than any other Alliance ship could have been.
Personal input?
Just trying to get a sense of where the crew's at. Thoughts?
I've wasted enough of your time for now, Commander. We'll have time for personal debriefings later.
Okay.
We'll talk another time, Lieutenant.
Always do your debriefings though, because they're good for you. Oh, I have a locker. 10 out of 10. I have a scimitar and I have a Reaper 1. Okay, we're good. Help. I'm stuck. Okay, we're good. I'm not stuck. Sleeper pods. Interesting. You're just hanging out here, Caden? Okay. Weird. Could at least talk to people. Oh, Dr. Chakos, hi. It's been a while.
Yes, Commander? Is there something you need?
How well do you know the Lieutenant?
I'd never worked with him before
Why are
this
you in
mission,
the dark?
but he has an impressive service record. Over a dozen special commendations. Tends to keep to himself, though.
Oh yeah,
Maybe
we heard
because of
about
the
this.
headaches. It's not easy being an L2.
I should go.
Goodbye, Commander.
She has nothing new. Dr. Chakwa's just hanging out in the dark, because that's good for her. So many doors. Oh, hello, dude. Presley again. To the elevator! Meow. Oh, no, this is not the elevator. Where's the elevator? Wasn't there an elevator? Oh, slow her down. No. Dum. This is my ship. I can explore it however I want. And if I get exercise going up and down the stairs because I don't know what I'm doing, then so be it. Interesting. Ah! look, it's Garrus. And my favorite boy is the Mako. Mako? Mako. I don't know, you'll hear me call it both.
Thanks for bringing me on board, Commander.
Thanks for being
I
on
knew
board.
working with the Spectre would be better than life at CSAC.
You knew?
Have you worked with the Spectre before?
Well, no, but I know what they're like.
Confused.
Spectres make their own rules. You're free to handle things your way.
I think I'd be
CSAC
better in real
very
life than
violent.
with a game where I
Damn
forget
bureaucrats are always
triggers.
on your back.
True.
Being a Spectre does have its advantages.
Exactly my point. If I'm trying to take down a suspect, it shouldn't matter how I do it, as long as I do it.
But CSEC wants it done their way. Protocol and procedure come first. That's why I left.
That was your
So
reason?
you just quit because you didn't like the way they do things.
There's more to it than that. It didn't start out bad, but as I rose in ranks, I got saddled with more and more red tape.
What happens?
CSEC's handling of Saren was typical. I just couldn't take it anymore. I hate leaving.
It's a tough
I
decision.
hope you made the right choice. I'd hate for you to regret it later.
Well, that's sort of why I teamed up with you. It's a chance for me to get off the Citadel, see how things are done outside CSEC. Either way, I plan to make the most of this.
I feel like Garrus would be
Without
the
CSEC
best
headquarters
person to
looking
go
over
out
my
and do
shoulder,
shenanigans with.
maybe I can get the job done my way for a change.
Sounds good to me.
As long as you do your job well, you're free to go about your business as you see fit.
Thank you, Commander.
I trust you, Garrus. Miko. Yellow.
Hey, Commander. Looking for some extra supplies before you head out?
What have you got?
Whatever you want. Armor, weapons, mods. It's not standard Alliance issue, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. Well, as long as you don't mind paying for it.
Hey, you.
Why should I pay you for my weapons and armor?
My stuff doesn't come from the Alliance. I have to purchase it myself, and it's not
So basically, you're just there to kind
No,
of.
the licenses alone have set me back more than I'd like. But no licenses, no goods. Without the goods, I'm out of a job.
What are licenses? What do you need them?
Manufacturers sell licenses.
Dude!
Each license allows me to buy and sell a certain brand of product.
But,
I already have several basic ones, but you'll need to buy more if you want me to bring in different brands.
okay.
Many of the best licenses are hard to get, but
So it's
they're
just a
well worth
mechanic.
the cost if you can find them.
What do the different manufacturers offer?
There are too many for me to keep track of, but each license will explain what it's good for.
Let's see what you got.
You bet, Commander.
These are way more than I have. Can sell all my junk. Wait. Okay, let's see what I've got. Is there a way to check what I have here? Squad. No, not in the squad. Equipment. Okay. So we've got the Avenger 1. And we can get the Avenger 2. And then we've got the Storm 1. Which is... This one just looks dirty, you know? It's not as accurate. Yeah, I think we can just sell the rest of them, right? Hello?
Looking for supplies?
Yes.
Let's see what you got.
You bet, Commander.
Oh, I have upgrades I can do too. Okay, fine. We'll find a workbench or something. Garrus. Tallie's locker. We can equip Tallie. Nice. We're good. She's mostly got good stuff. Oh, everyone has a locker. This is great. Where's Garrus? Okay, that's Rex. Garrus. No, not Caden. Garrus. Thank you. Not as good as what he already has. Okay. Never mind, we're good. Actually.
Commander?
How are we doing?
What's your opinion of the last mission?
Kinda wish you'd got there sooner, Commander.
Yeah, I've heard
no
that.
No offense. I appreciate the rescue. I just wish...
Thought we'd save your unit.
You wish we'd been able to save the rest of your unit.
Yes, ma'am. If I had been more alert, we wouldn't have been cut down by an ambush.
Don't blame yourself.
The Geth are perfect ambushers. They don't move, they don't make noise, they don't even breathe.
They have flashlight heads, ma'am. I'll make sure it doesn't happen again.
Can you talk?
Do you have a few minutes to talk? One-on-one?
I'm sorry, Commander. I need to get my duty squared away. I wouldn't mind talking more later, though.
Dismissed, Chief.
But you're mean to my friends. Rex and Garrus and Tally and all non-humans. Speaking of.
Nice ship you got, Shepard.
Thanks, Rex.
What can I do for you?
Personal inquiry.
What's your story, Rex?
There's no story.
But you're...
Go ask the Quarian if you want stories.
You Krogans live for centuries. Don't tell me you haven't had a few interesting adventures.
Well, there was this one time the Turians almost wiped out our entire race. That was fun.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
I heard about that. You know, they almost did the same to us.
It's not the same.
It isn't?
It seems pretty much the same to me.
Dude!
So your people were infected with a genetic mutation? An infection that makes only a few in 1,000 children survive birth? And I suppose it's destroying your entire species?
I see your point.
I suppose it isn't all the same.
I don't expect you to understand, but don't compare humanity's fate with the Krogan.
I won't.
Sorry, Rex. I wasn't trying to get you upset.
Your ignorance doesn't upset me, Shepard. As for the Krogan, I gave up on them long ago.
Why?
The genophage infected us, but it's not what's killing us.
Are your people really dying?
We're sure not getting any stronger.
We're
too spread out. None of us are interested in staying in our own system.
What can you tell me about the genophage?
Ask the Solarians if you want details.
Those people that we keep finding that are the scientists.
All I know, it makes breeding nearly impossible. Thousands die in stillbirth, and most never get that far. Every Krogan is infected. Every one. And no one's rushing to find a cure.
Why don't the Krogan try to find a cure?
When was the last time you saw a Krogan scientist? Ask a Krogan. Would he rather find a cure for the genophage or fight for credits? He'll choose fighting every time. It's just who we are, Shepard. I can't change that. Nobody can.
See.
So long, Rex.
Shepard.
Rex. So we gotta do something about that, clearly. Because he's a sad boy. Where's Tally? I saw her name. Oh, there she is. Tally!
Your ship's amazing, Shepard. I've never seen a drive core like this before. I can't believe you were able to fit it into a ship this small.
I'm happy you like it, but...
I'm starting to understand why you humans have been so successful. I had no idea Alliance vessels were so advanced.
The thing is, I didn't personally make the ship. But this ship is special.
The Normandy's a prototype. Cutting-edge technology.
A month ago, I was patching a makeshift fuel line into a converted tug ship in the flotilla. Now, I'm sitting on board one of the most advanced vessels in Citadel space. I have to thank you again for bringing me along. Traveling on a vessel like this is a dream come true for me.
Oh, she's
I
happy.
had no idea you found ship technology
with being a Quarian. The migrant fleet is the key to the survival of my people. Ships are our most valuable resource. But we don't have anything like this. We make do with cast-offs and second-hand equipment. We just try to keep them running for as long as we can. Some of the fleet's larger vessels date all the way back to our original flight from the Geth.
It's 300 years ago.
I can't believe your fleet's still using ships that are 3 centuries old.
They're constantly being repaired, modified, and refitted. They aren't pretty, but they work. Mostly.
You want to make things pretty.
We try to make ourselves as independent as possible on the flotilla. Grow our own food, mine, and process our own fuel. But some things we just can't make on our own. A patch to maintain the hull integrity requires raw materials we just don't have. That's why our pilgrimages are so important.
I want to know more about the pilgrimage.
When my people reach maturity, we leave our birth ships and seek acceptance with a new crew. It's necessary to maintain genetic diversity among the fleet.
Makes sense.
But no ship wants to accept someone who will be a burden on them. So, to prove our worth, we embark on a pilgrimage. We set out alone, leaving the flotilla and our families behind us. We only return once we have found something of value we can bring back to the fleet. This is presented as a gift to the captain of the respective ship we wish to join. If the gift is accepted, we are welcomed into the crew.
Do they always accept?
Can a captain choose to reject the gift?
That doesn't happen often. Most captains are eager to increase the size of their crew. It increases their own standing in our society. Even when a gift is not particularly valuable, the captain usually accepts it out of a sense of tradition. However, there is a stigma to presenting a substandard gift. It's not the best way to make a good impression on a new community. Most pilgrims don't return until they find something worthwhile.
Those sound dangerous, though.
I can't believe they just send you off alone.
It's not like they just cast us out. Before we leave, we are given lessons in how to survive outside the flotilla, and given gifts to help us on our journey. We also receive implants to fight off sickness and disease. Generations of living in an isolated and highly controlled environment have left our immune systems weaker than most.
That's why you're still in your suit.
By the time we leave the fleet, we are well equipped for the pilgrimage. This is a rite of passage for all Quarians. If it were dangerous, our numbers would suffer. Virtually every pilgrimage ends with a triumphant return and the ritual presentation of the gift to one of the fleet's captains.
I want to talk about something else.
Like what?
Geth.
I want to know more about the Geth.
I doubt I can tell you anything you don't already know. It's been almost 3 centuries since they drove my people into exile. All I know is the story of their origins. What they were when we created them, and how they turned on us.
Tell me.
Interesting.
The Geth were originally created to serve as an automated manual labor force. Initially, their intelligence was as limited as any VI. Over time, we made small modifications to their programming to allow them to perform more varied and complex tasks, bringing them closer and closer to true AI status.
So VI in this world is virtual intelligence, which is just kind of like, like Avena. AI is artificial intelligence, in which case they have their own personalities and abilities to think.
How come the council didn't step in and stop you?
This wasn't true AI research. We may have been skirting the bounds of the law, but we never did anything that was actually illegal. The changes were so insignificant, so gradual, that we were able to control them. Or so we thought. But one thing we underestimated was the power of the neural network. A million Geth thinking simultaneously created an inherently unstable matrix.
So the Geth share brain power?
Many of the Geth's logic systems were designed to work in concert with other nearby Geth. Basically, the more of them you have in a group, the smarter they are.
Like a hive mind.
So there's some sort of group consciousness?
No, nothing like that. They cannot share sensory data or information. Their programming cannot handle that much simultaneous input. Each Geth maintains an individual awareness and identity. The neural network only operates on a process-based level. It's basically the synthetic equivalent of a subconscious. But when they're in close proximity, they can coordinate low-level functional processes, freeing up more capacity for original or independent thought.
So why'd they turn on you?
What made them rebel?
As we built more and more Geth, their effective intelligence became more sophisticated, more abstract. One day, a Geth began to ask its Quarian overseer questions about the nature of its existence. Am I alive? Why am I here?
You are not
What is
alive.
my purpose?
You are here to help.
As you can imagine, this caused a near panic among my people.
Why?
I don't see what's so bad about those questions.
The Geth were created to engage in mundane, repetitive, or dangerous manual labor. That's fine for machines, but it won't satisfy a sentient being for long. The Geth were showing signs of rudimentary self-awareness and independent thought. If the Geth were intelligent, then we were essentially using them as slaves. It was inevitable the newly sentient Geth would rebel against their situation. We knew they would rise up against us, so we acted first. A general order went out across all Quarian-controlled systems to permanently deactivate all Geth. The Geth responded to this order violently.
Well, yeah, they defended themselves. Like, another way would have been, like, if now they're sentient, instead of essentially a mass genocide of these new sentient beings, why not work with them? Why not change what they're doing?
Hey, you can't blame them for fighting for their survival.
We had no other choice. The Geth were already on the verge of revolution. By acting quickly, we had a chance to end the war before it began.
But you didn't.
The hope was that most of the Geth would still be little more than machines, incapable of organized resistance. But they had progressed much further than anyone anticipated. The war was long and bloody. Millions upon millions of Quarians died at their hands. In the end, we were forced to flee our own homeworld. We feared the Geth would pursue us, but they never came beyond the veil. Now we drift through space, exiled, searching for a way to reclaim what was once ours.
Tell me about your people.
Our lives aren't easy. Resources are scarce, and we are constantly on the move. Everything we do must in some way contribute to the continuation of the migrant fleet. There are 17 million Quarians in the flotilla, and each of us relies on the others for survival. The bonds among my people are strong. Unfortunately, we have had to surrender many of the freedoms and civil liberties other species take for granted.
Such as?
What kind of freedoms?
Well, it's illegal for parents to have more than one child. If our population grows too much, it would strain our resources to their breaking point. Of course, we also can't allow our numbers to become too few. If our population is in decline, the rule against single births is temporarily repealed.
This has happened in history.
In extreme cases of population decline, incentives are even offered to encourage multiple births. Though the Conclave hasn't had to take such measures in nearly a century.
That's your government.
The Conclave is our civilian branch of government. Each ship can elect a representative to serve on the Conclave and make decisions that affect the fleet as a whole. On matters that affect an individual ship, however, the captain has the final say. It's a tradition that dates back to the early days, when the fleet was governed by martial law. Fortunately, most captains nowadays are smart enough to have an elected council from their crew to give them advice and guidance.
So it's a democratic kind of
So
situation.
the ultimate power rests with elected officials?
In practice, the Conclave and the respective council for each ship tend to set the rules that govern our daily lives. But in theory, we are still under military jurisdiction. The 5 top-ranking military officials in the fleet serve on the Admiralty Board. These 5 have the power to overrule any decision by the Conclave in case of emergency. To do so requires unanimous agreement among the Admiralty, and they can only do this once. After that, the entire board must resign their posts. It's a safeguard that served us well. In nearly 3 centuries, the Admiralty Board has only overruled the Conclave 4 times.
Okay.
I should go.
Thanks for telling me about your people. I see what Rex meant by you want stories talk to the Quarian. Engineer Adams.
Commander, you know that Quarian Tally? She's been spending all her time down here asking me about our engines.
Is she bothering you?
I'll tell her to leave you alone.
What? No, she's amazing. I wish my guys were half as smart as she is. Give her a month on board and she'll know more about our engines than I do.
Perfect.
She's got a real knack for technology, that one. I can see why you wanted her to come along.
Fill me in on the IES stealth system. How does it work exactly?
You can't hide a ship out in space. They emit too much
like I'm
heat
just ignoring
radiation.
Callie. Callie's
Too easy
great.
for sensors to pick them up, unless you find a way to capture those emissions. So our stealth systems trap the energy we give off in storage sinks built into the ship itself. No emissions to give away our location. Eventually the sinks have to be vented. More than a few hours silent running and they overheat. Cook us inside our own hull.
There's no way for anyone to detect us?
A visual scan can still pick us up. Anyone looking out a window can see us plain as day. But you have to be pretty close to get an actual visual out in space. Most vessels rely on scanners. As long as the stealth systems are engaged, they can't see us. Not unless we accelerate to FTL speeds.
And that gives us away.
Why doesn't it work with faster than light travel?
Cranking up to FTL blue shifts our emissions, pushes them into frequencies too high to capture in the sinks. As soon as we make the jump, it's like setting off a flare. Sensors can pick up our location whenever we enter or exit FTL flight, but for short-range missions, our stealth systems are amazing, and we've got the only one.
Where else have you served, Adams?
If you name a class of Alliance ship, I've probably served on it. Everything from dreadnoughts and carriers right down to frigates like the Normandy. My last assignment was on the Tokyo, only a cruiser, but she was a good ship. Couldn't hold a candle to the Normandy, though.
I want to know more about the Normandy.
She's the best ship I've ever served on, probably the fastest vessel ever designed. And she's the only one using the new Tantalus drive core.
The thing that Tally really
What's
likes.
so special about the Tantalus drive core?
Huge.
Proportionally, it's about twice the size of any other vessel. Not only are we faster, we can run at FTL speeds longer before we have to discharge the core.
Thank you.
Carry on, Adams.
Aye, aye, Commander.
Let's go around this way. I guess that's it. I think I've talked to everyone. I'm just going in circles. Why does it look like there's something I need to do here?
Commander?
Talking?
Do you have a few minutes to talk?
No. Okay, bye.
Dismissed, Chief.
Ma'am.
Ma'am. I don't know why it makes it look like there's something I need to do here. Anyway. Too bad I don't have my partners right behind me, awkwardly. Oh. This is new. Have I been up here before? I think I have. Right? I'm already disoriented. Okay, no, we're good. Oh, did we talk to Joker? English. Did we talk to Joker? Because I know we did, like, in the cutscene, but did we, like, talk to Joker? Yeah? Joker!
Commander, something you need?
Status report?
How's the Normandy performing? Is she everything they said she'd be?
She's the best ship in the fleet. If you've got a pilot who knows how to handle her.
So you.
Balance isn't what you'd expect. Takes a while to get used to that oversized drive core we got stuffed in the back, and her power can sneak up on you if you're not careful. The Normandy's probably too much ship for your average Alliance pilot, Commander. Lucky for you, I'm anything but average.
So you can actually drive the sport cars without, you know, drifting out and spinning your tires and, like, exploding? Wonderful.
I like to know my crew. Mind if I ask you a few questions?
I can see where this is going. You did a background check on me, didn't you?
No.
Well, I'll tell you the same thing I told the captain. You want me as your pilot. I'm not good. I'm not even great. I am the best damn helmsman in the Alliance.
I already said I liked you.
Top of my class in flight school, I earned that. All those commendations in my file, I earned every single one. Those weren't given to me as charity for my disease.
What disease?
What are you talking about? Are you sick?
You mean You mean you didn't know? Oh, crap. Okay, I've got Froelich syndrome, brittle bone disease. The bones in my legs never develop properly. They're basically hollow.
Well, all bones
Too
are
much
hollow.
force and they'll shatter. Even with crutches and my leg braces, it's hard to get around. One wrong step and crack. It's very dramatic. But I've learned to manage my condition, Commander.
I'm glad you have.
Put the Normandy in my hands and I'll make her dance for you. Just don't ask me to get up and dance unless, you know, you like the sound of snapping shin bones.
The pain?
I need to know more about this Froelich syndrome if I'm putting my ship in your hands.
Yeah, of course you do. It's an extremely rare condition. Nobody knows exactly what causes it. Genetic, maybe. It's treatable, but there's no cure. I classify my case as moderate to severe. I was born with over a dozen fractures. Hip, thighs, ankles. My bones were already breaking in the womb. 100 years ago, I wouldn't have survived past my first year. Lucky for me, modern medical science has turned me into a productive member of society.
Okay, let's change
I'm not
topics.
trying to make you uncomfortable. Let's talk about something else.
Whatever you want, Commander.
How'd you get your
Why
nickname?
does everyone call you Joker?
It's a lot shorter than saying Alliance Flight Lieutenant Jeff Moreau. Plus, I love to make little children laugh.
You're right.
I was just thinking how much you remind me of Santa Claus.
Look, I didn't pick the name. One of the instructors in flight school used to bug me about never smiling. She started calling me Joker, and it stuck.
Were you an unhappy child?
Why didn't you ever smile?
Hey, I worked my ass off in flight school, Commander. The world's not gonna hand you anything if you go around grinning like an idiot.
True.
By the end of the year, I was the best pilot in the academy. Even better than the instructors, and everybody knew it. They'd all got their asses kicked by the sickly kid with the creaky little legs. One guess who was smiling at graduation?
10 out of 10. But also, even if things are going poorly for you, if you smile, you can at least make a positive change in someone else's life, you know? I mean, I had a conversation with someone who was like, man, you're the only person who I've seen that walks into a test smiling. And, like, she didn't know that I was, like, honestly having one of the worst days ever. And I was like, yeah, thanks. I'm happy I was able to make you smile and brighten up your day at, like, 7 in the morning. Thanks. But, happiness is contagious, just like sadness is. So, do your best to smile. Like Joker. Now he yells at me while smiling.
I have to go.
Alright, see ya.
See you, Joker. I still like you. You're fun. Even though you like being mean to me. Have I been here? Okay, this is how we exit the Normandy. I still need to find those thingies. We can do that later. I think now's a really good time to call it, and then we'll go and try to find Dr. Liara Tassoni, the daughter of the matriarch, who is working with the Spectre man that we gotta get rid of. So, all of that and more next time. I hope you guys have had a wonderful time with me, and are totally okay with my struggles, and I do apologize for going back and forth and all the saving and loading and saving and loading that we have to do. Hopefully I'll be a little bit more involved, I guess, and more aware of what's going on next time, and I will do my best to look up how to use my controller because I clearly don't know that anymore. Anyway, thanks everyone so much for watching. I hope that you have a wonderful day, night, sleep, whatever it is that you're doing after this. And I managed to upload on your birthday. Happy birthday. It's awesome that I was able to do that for you. And please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It means everything to me that you guys are talking to me and liking and subscribing. You guys are awesome. Anyway, I'll see you all next time. Bye!